Again.
Even as this world seems to be getting crazier and crazier, it makes this more and more precious. So thank you, Debbie, for taking care of the Sangha, and for all of you for taking care of the Sangha on Thursday. I'll say where I was in a little bit about it, but I just want to remind everyone that I think this Saturday is when the practice period applications are due, and next Sunday, the 11th, is the opening sitting and the opening of the practice period and the Shuso entering ceremony. And again, I really want to encourage everyone to consider we're going to be the 10 grounds of the Bodhisattva from the Avatamsaka Sutra. The Avatamsaka Sutra is extraordinarily cosmic and amazing. They call it holographic. And it's also very practical. It's what Thich Nhat Hanh based the order of interbeing on. So we will, as always, be asking, what's this have to do with this life and this world as we are now living it and knowing it? And I also just really think how important it is to have community and to come together and affirm a deep ground of mutuality and care for the earth and each other and this self. So please join up if you can and figure out how to do it so it works in your life. It's not the point to turn yourself into a Zen pretzel. That's sort of, maybe that's the theme of my talk today. It's to become a human being and find out how you, as the human being that you are, can enter this practice period in a way that it will help you and support you. So I was thinking as we were sitting, I'll begin by, if I talk more tonight, I apologize. I went up to the Northwest to Bellingham to ordain Reza Labayan, who has practiced with me. We've practiced together for many years. She moved up to Bellingham. And they have a brand new temple up there. Put all this energy into creating this beautiful temple, and all the zafus are in little rows, and there's this beautiful carpentry. And I'm so happy to be home. I love our scruffy little band. And when someone is ordained, it brings up this whole question too: is what is a priest, and is a priest better? And as I said in the ordination ceremony, for somebody who just comes in, it looks like we're all color-coded, everybody's got these different, and what does it mean, and what's... So I got to give a talk the night before the ordination, and fundamentally, it's like, what are we really doing here? Which I don't know. I mean, it's an ongoing question. Please, what are we really doing here? What is this practice? And I would give it the name the Bodhisattva path, the Bodhisattva practice. But what is that? So in their new temple, when you walk in, there's a little kaisando, we have Suzuki Roshi on the altar, but a little ancestor table, and it was an interesting collection of people, which. Katagiri Roshi was there, Blanche Hartman was there, Suzuki Roshi was there, and Dogen was there. Mm-hmm. But I'd see them, we'd all see them. We'd walk by them every day. And so I thought, well, I'll ask them what they think we're doing here, and that will be my lecture, of course, with my own little commentary, but I can't help myself. So that's what I wanted to offer to you tonight. So I'll start with Katagiri Roshi, who was Suzuki Roshi asked him to come from Japan to help in the very beginning set up Zen Center, and then he established. Well, Amy's here, right? Yeah, I saw her. Yeah. So So one of the most beautiful things, I mean, Katagiri said many wonderful things, and there are books, but his peaceful life. Some of you may know, or even if you know, I'll say it again. Being told that it is impossible, one believes in despair. Is that so? Being told that it is possible, one believes in excitement. That's right. But whichever is chosen, it does not fit one's heart neatly. Being asked what is unfitting, I don't know what it is, but my heart knows somehow. I feel an irresistible desire to know. What a mystery human is. As to this mystery, clarifying, knowing how to live, knowing how to walk with people, demonstrating and teaching, this is the Buddha. From my human eyes, I feel it's really impossible to become a Buddha. But this I, regarding what the Buddha does, vows to practice, to aspire, to be resolute, and tells myself, yes, I will just practice right here and now and achieve continuity endlessly and forever. This is living in vow, and herein is one's peaceful life found. It's so simple, and it just includes everything, and it's very human. And Katagiri was a very human person of Zen. So then I found, you know me, I'm always looking around and seeing what I can find. Blanche Hartman did a commentary on Katagiri's Living by Vow. I was so excited. And this is what she said. Blanche Hartman was an abbess at San Francisco Zen Center, the first woman abbess, and it had a lot to do with, I think, humanizing Zen. I'm grateful to her. She talks about the life of vowing. This is the road undertaken by those who choose a life devoted to practice. This path may be taken by householders as well as home leavers. There is Zaikai Tokido, remaining at home and attaining the way. That's if you do Jukai. And nobody has to do any of this, but that's the color coding of the little blue rakasus, is that you take vows, and your vow is that you stay, practice is at home. And Shuke Tokido, leaving home and attaining the way. So a priest's vows are vows of a home leaver, but as Norman Fisher said when I was ordained, one of the first person at Everyday Zen when he established that, is it's all lay ordination, because none of us are monastics. You may go into a monastic for a short period of time, but we're all practicing at home. So so what is this priest thing? So you're going to know absolutely nothing more, but I'll tell you what Blanche says. When Suzuki Roshi suggested to my teacher, Sojin Mel Weissman Roshi, that he be ordained, Sojin said, "What's a priest?" And Suzuki Roshi said, "I don't know." Sojin, that you guys think I'm much funnier than they did. They didn't laugh. No, they thought I did anyway. This is great. You think this is funny? I think it's funny too. Sojin then went to the other teacher at Zen Center, Katagiri Roshi, and said, "Suzuki Roshi wants me to be a priest. What's a priest?" And Katagiri Roshi said, I don't know. Sojin says, I still don't know what a priest is, and I hope I never do. I'll just add in here that when I was ordained, Norman Fisher, and it was the reason I decided that I would do these vows, which anyway, I won't go down that road. Humility, being of service, and seeing each person as Buddha. But that's for everybody. It's just... So Blanche goes on. A life of vowing is faith that all beings have the wisdom and compassion of the awakened ones, seeing each person as Buddha. And because of their attachments and delusions, we just don't realize it. According to the Avatamsaka Sutra, it just keeps showing up. This is so convenient. This is what Shakyamuni Buddha said on the morning of his enlightenment. It is a radical faith in the basic goodness, the basic wholeness of all beings. That's what I would fundamentally say we're doing here. And then how do you express it? How do you live it? How do we help each other? As Suzuki Roshi said the first time I, Blanche, heard him lecture, "You're perfect just as you are," he also said there's always room for improvement. And Zen is about making your best effort on each moment forever. Zen is about making your best effort on each moment forever. So now got Katagiri, we got Blanche, Dogen. Just a little, 100 million things Dogen said, but one of the things that Dogen said for lay people was the 4 methods of guidance of a bodhisattva. And we've studied that. Probably we'll go back to it again. It's one of my favorites. But basically, 4 methods: giving, generosity, kind speech. It says kind speech can heal a nation. Beneficial action and identity action. And here's a little part of a commentary by Katagiri Roshi about this. When we let go of all attachment to the self, which is of course constant moment to moment letting go, then we are naturally and spontaneously intimate with everything and in accord with the real state of things. If we reflect on any action that arises from perceived separation or from the separation of a separate self. Wait a minute. If we reflect on any action that arises from perceived separation, disregard leads to disregard. This is the nature of karma. Just study it. You can smell it. You know when you're doing something from self-centered. Well, you probably don't know it when you're doing it, but then you look at the karmic consequences, and if you look at it, you'll kind of notice that. To show concern, to be selfless, to offer kindness, to be courageous is a most powerful way to affect others. It's a way of body teaching. To embody and actualize virtue rather than to speak about it. The teachings are always, you can't intellectualize this. I mean, please study, please think about it, please reflect on it, but this is body practice. And in that body teaching, each of those actions is an act of regard, of turning towards, closing the distance, acting in accord with the natural order of being. The bodhisattva is deeply concerned for all life, all inclusive. We must understand true wisdom as a state in which our actions and understanding are identical with the effect they have on the earth. So please, study actions of body, speech, and mind. Thoughts have karmic consequences. You know, we think we can think it in here and it's not going to leak out there, but that's what you laughed, you know, is study your mind, study your heart, study your karmic habitual patterns. I mean, study it with compassion, with eyes and hearts wide open. What is it to be a human being? And as you study what this human being, the karma and the habitual patterns and what leads to suffering, the causes of suffering, you're doing it for all beings. So as you wake up, it's you got the perfect Buddha body, whatever you got. It's perfect, and it could use a little improvement. And as you understand, this body, heart, and mind, it will help generate compassion for all beings. Because we human beings we're pretty amazing. We're all Buddhas, and it's like, oh my goodness. And it's all flashing. Okay. So now I want to take us to, because between now and when the practice period begins, we've been looking at Becoming Yourself, Teachings on the Zen Way of Life, which is the new book out of Suzuki Roshi Teachings. Teachings on the Zen Way of Life. And it was compiled by Mel Sojin, who referenced earlier, and Jiru, who's one of the abbots at Zen Center now. One of the people who was at this sitting I've known for a long, long time, and he and Jiru, who was Mark before he became Jiru. I mean, they're young. They're younger than, they're the little guys. We were the mature ones, and now we're all falling off the edge, and they're all taking their seats. Why am I saying that? Just because I realized how much I appreciate Jiru, Mark. I met him through San Quentin. He was one of the founders with Steve Stuckey and others of the San Quentin sitting group. I mean, really good people. And this other person, Sam, is Cindy Morninglight's sons, who some of you maybe know. Another really just good people. So last night, I was looking at this and thinking about what to talk about, and I picked up Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, which is the first book, and then Not Always So, and now this one. And I always appreciated Not Always So because it seems, Norman Fisher said he thought it was a better book than Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind because people have been practicing longer. And have been able to simplify it and digest it. But they're both beautiful, amazing books. But when I then went to this and realized how simple this book is, and actually I guess that's why I was saying it, is Sam was telling me how the experience of Jiru and Mel working together on this book. Mel was a taxi cab driver for many. Mel was a pretty simple guy, and he became abbot of Zen Center, but Mel was Mel. But I think there was a way that he just wanted to distill down the essence of, so what's all this about? And the third part of this book is on the spirit of Zen ethics. It's like living by the precepts. That was a real emphasis for Suzuki Roshi. And I always think he came to this country out of World War II. He watched his country, Japan, go crazy. And Thich Nhat Hanh came here out of the craziness of Vietnam, and Suzuki Roshi came here out of watching what happens when human beings fall off the edge. So there's a little chapter in here called, There is Only One Way for You to Go. If you can see some light ahead of you, you should make the choice to go in that direction. Then right there are the actual precepts. I'm going to read portions of this. When you face a problem, you must make some decision about which way you will go, a dark way or a promising way. If you can see some light ahead of you, you should make the choice to go in that direction. Then right there are the actual precepts, the Bodhisattva precepts, which is the life of vowing, which is the life of a Bodhisattva. Precepts show you the way before you go. I'll read all this. When you drive somewhere, you follow the signs. If you're not going to take a trip, signs won't make any difference. But when you decide to drive a car from San Francisco to Los Angeles, you follow the signs, and then the signs make sense. Your actual life comes first. In this sense, it doesn't matter whether you are Buddhist or Christian, or he didn't say it, or Jewish or Muslim. For example, it doesn't matter. For each one of us has our own problems, and they are not Christian problems or Buddhist problems. If you compare Christian precepts to Buddhist precepts, you create a difficulty. But if you are concentrated on your own actual life, moment after moment, and are sincere and honest, then there is no difference between Christian and Buddhist precepts. Suzuki Roshi talks a lot about sincerity. So what are we really doing here? Sincerity. So what's sincerity? A sign is just a sign that shows which way to go. If your way of life is concentrated on that point, there is no need to decide whether it is Christian or Buddhist or anything else. It doesn't matter. In that sense, what Christian people think is right for Buddhists too. If there are two ways, something is wrong with the precepts. Follow it all the way through. What are we really doing here? What's the most important thing? There is only one way for you to go. Because of your egoistic desire, you want to make an excuse when you make the wrong course. So you may say, Buddha said, or Christ said, or somebody said, or... When you say Buddhism or Christianity, mostly you are making some excuse. The way is very simple, and the best way is just to follow the signs. If you really want to know what the precepts are, you should concentrate on what you do. Pay attention. Pay attention to cause and effect. Pay attention to how's your state of mind. How are your feet on the ground? Because the person I get to practice most intimately with is my husband, look at my husband's face and see whether what I just did was kind or not. Or the person you're driving with, or the person you just cut off. The whole world will teach you everything you need to know. It's all Buddha's world. You can't go wrong. Just pay attention. You don't even need to think about the precepts. Then naturally you will find your own way. If you take a trip from San Francisco to Los Angeles every day, then you don't have to think so much about the way to get to Los Angeles. The only thing to think about is how to get to Los Angeles without having an accident. Just how to be there. That is the point, not the precepts, but how to be concentrated in each moment driving from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Shikantaza, Zazen, is to live in each moment. So you can apply Shikantaza to your everyday life. The point is to be concentrated on what you do in its true sense without seeking for anything inside or outside. It is everything you do. It is to do everything in harmony with your surroundings. It is to do everything in harmony with your surroundings. The third pure precepts is always act with others in mind. It's so simple, it's so beautiful. And, oops. Thank you, Buddha. When you ignore your actual activity thinking about something else, that is not real practice. If you miss the practice in your everyday life, you will regret it. The only way to be yourself and to be with everyone is by doing your best. When you are with everyone, you are keeping the precepts without knowing it. In short, it is to live in each moment, to be sincere with yourself always, which means honest, what is sincerity? But part is this is a practice that really asks you to be honest, to not turn away, but to do it with kindness. and to want to wake up. That's a life of vowing. So I want to wake up and be here with and for everyone. In short, it is to live in each moment and to be sincere with yourself always without looking around. You must be you. That's all. So what are we really doing here? I mean, the forms are amazing teachers, and we all express the forms in different ways, but when you bow, bow. That's it, just bow. Just enter this room and enter every room with a sense of curiosity and wonder and reverence. Whether you think somebody is a priest or a lay person, or you've never seen them before, or whatever judgments arise in your mind, just bow. Generosity, kindness, humility. How can I be of service? How in the world could that person be a Buddha? They do not look like a Buddha to me. They are not acting like a Buddha. I'm making fun of myself, but I mean, we do this, right? It's a practice. And the precepts are pretty good guides and mirrors to help us not cause harm and to wake up, to try to cultivate all good and to do no harm. And whatever helps you. And each person finds exactly the right place, and that's perfect too. So I'm so glad that we're all here together, practicing. I'm so glad all of you are here and we're practicing. And so I didn't talk as long as I thought I would, although I did talk for a while. Why don't we go in small groups, find people you don't usually talk to, and you can talk about anything you want, but I would ask you to maybe jump off from what are we really doing here? What's the most important thing?